True whiskey lovers have known it all along. A few drops of water in the drink and the flavor will come out much better. However, until now nobody knew why this was. Two biochemists solved the mystery. Bjorn Karlsson and Ran Friedman from the Linnaeus University Center for Biomaterials Chemistry in the Swedish city of Kalmar discovered that water makes a specific aromatic substance reach its full potential at the surface of the liquid. They published the findings on August 17, 2017 in the journal Scientific Reports. The production of whiskey involves several steps similar to the brewing of beer. It starts with a mash made of malt. It ferments in a kettle when yeast is added. It is then distilled up to twice. The distillate holds about 70% of alcohol in the end. In the next step, the distillers fill it into wooden kegs, where it sits while the alcohol level gradually drops down to about 55 to 65%. In the end, the distillers dilute the whiskey with water to bring the alcohol concentration to about 40% for bottling. The lignin in the wooden kegs turns into the phenol molecule guaiacol. It is responsible for the smoky taste. The smoky taste comes from the wood. The taste of the whiskey depends on a variety of factors: the malt, the mash, the timing and temperature of fermentation. But probably one of the most important aspects is the quality of the wooden barrels. They are responsible for adding a key flavor to the liquid, a phenol molecule called guaiacol. This aromatic substance develops in the wood, where bacteria at temperature lead to the reduction of lignin, the material which makes wood sturdy. Also, in smoked foods, guaiacol is responsible for the flavor, or in fine wines with a specific taste of cork. Neither too little nor too much. The scientists simulated at the computer how guaiacol, water and alcohol interact at different alcohol concentrations. They found out that up to an alcohol concentration of 45%, the guaiacol moves primarily to the upper level of the glass, close to where the liquid meets the air. There it displays its fullest flavor and taste. Too much alcohol in the drink can spoil the flavor. Above 59%, the guaiacol will sink in the glass. This is why it is advised to add some water to fine whiskies. But be careful and don't overdo it. There is a fine balance between enhancing the taste and ruining it. FSMDSDPA. The Scottish capital is over 1,300 years old and is packed with culture and history. The castle, the old town centre, and the many museums make Edinburgh Scotland's most popular tourist destination. A sightseeing tour of Edinburgh should always include this futuristic building. The Scottish Parliament has been sitting here since 2004. On March 28, on the eve of the British government formally launching Brexit, a majority of delegates here supported a new Scottish independence referendum. Mountains, moors and sheer endless heaths. For centuries, the Highlands provided the backdrop for many battles for independence against the English. Back then, the clan chiefs used to retreat into the Highland. Today, hikers get to enjoy the region's tranquility and untouched nature. Those who don't want to hike can always hop on a train, like the Jacobite steam train, which is better known as the Hogwarts Express. The Harry Potter movies made this traditional train and the rough beauty of the Highlands world famous. In Scotland, a lake is called a loch, and this one is thought to be home to Nessie, a Loch Ness monster, an aquatic being said to live in the lake. Nobody has actually seen it, but every year newspapers run stories of reported sightings. Far more real are the old stones of Urquhart Castle, one of Scotland's most beautiful castle ruins. There are nearly 100 Highland Games events which all include curious disciplines like Tugawa, the caber toss, and the stone put. Here Scots prove that they are real men under the kilts. Originally, the Highland Games were part of Scottish clan gatherings. Today, they are popular public festivals for locals and tourists. Scotland has more castles than inhabitants, and Blair Castle is one of the most beautiful. It was regularly renovated over the centuries, but its origins date back to the year 1269. It has 32 fully furbished rooms on show, as well as an armory and a display of hunting trophies. Who would have guessed that the Scots were the inventors of stone circles? One of the most impressive, the Cullanay standing stones, can be found on the Isle of Lewis. This gigantic monument encompassing 50 stones was created some 5,000 years ago. England's Stonehenge is a good 1,000 years younger and yet more famous. How did the English know that these modern-day monuments can be found in Glasgow? After the industrial decline, Scotland's biggest city re-emerged with a new image. Modern architecture and design now define the cityscape. The Clyde district was developed on the old river front, which is where you'll find these buildings, the Hydro and Conference Centre, whose Clyde Auditorium was designed by Sir Norman Foster. It is called the water of life and it is Scotland's national drink. There are more than 100 whisky distilleries in Scotland and the list of the various types and blends seems never-ending. So all that remains to be said is Slainte mhath, a local toast. And we say here's to a wonderful travel destination and its very friendly people. Author Kirsten Schmidt.